Today we're going to be taking a look at electronic funds transfers, or EFTs. So this happens when you call a company and maybe make a payment by phone. Oftentimes on your banking statement, you might see something like, it might be called an ACH debit or something like that. It's where you're calling something into your checking account or using your checking account, as opposed to, just paying your bill online or whatnot. So here's an example of how this works. So Marjorie's going to be out of the city for the whole month of August. She decided to prepay all her bills through electronic funds system. Since these are her only transactions, we're going to determine her September 1 balance knowing the following facts. So we know that she gets 6.2% interest on the lowest balance in her account during the month. We also know that she's charged $3 a month to maintain her account and $1 a month for her EFTs. And we know that her balance was $498.88 to start the month. So that's the first one that we're going to actually use. And we're going to kind of keep a running balance going. So kind of like you guys did with your checkbook register, we're going to do the same thing. So we know that we're starting with the $498.88, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in all these different transactions. So all these transactions over here, we're going to go ahead and add them in or subtract them. So remember though, when they're making a payment, it's coming out of her account. So we're going to count that as subtracting. So if we want to, we could think about this as being $498.88. And then we're going to go ahead and subtract 100. So if we do that, we get $398.88. Then she made another payment. So minus $238.50 gives me $160.38. Now she made a deposit, which means more money is coming into her account. So we're going to add that in. So we have $2,618.76. Then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to subtract, basically subtracting each one of these. The reason that we're doing this is because we need to figure out what the lowest balance is in her account, because again, that's how she's gaining interest on it. So we're going to go ahead and keep plugging along here. I'm going to go ahead and subtract off the next one. We're going to subtract off the $62. So we end up with $2,517.95. Again, she paid another bill for $8.99. So we have $2,508.96. Subtracting off $350, we have $2,188.96. If I subtract off $125, I have $2,033, and I'm getting a little bit crooked here in my writing, at 96 cents. If we subtract off the next one, we have $1,926.23. And then a few more transactions. If we subtract off the $69, we have $1,861.24. And then if we subtract off $133, we have $1,727.90. And then if we subtract off $150, we have $1,877.90. So now we're able to kind of see a bunch of information that we're going to need. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the fact that it says the account pays 6.2% interest on the lowest balance. So if I want to find the lowest balance, that's why we did all this. We can see that the lowest balance happens here. So This doesn't say that it's monthly interest. It just says that it's 6.2% interest. So I'm just going to calculate it that way. You'll see on the next page that it does say annually there, where this one doesn't. So I'm going to switch something up a little bit on the next example. But we're going to go ahead and we are going to calculate our interest. So we have $160.38 times that percent as a decimal, so 0.062, is going to give me about $9.94 in interest. Then it says we're going to calculate our final balance. So with our final balance, we're going to go ahead and we are going to take the starting balance. So our starting balance here, we know, was that highlighted amount. So it was $498.88. We're going to go ahead and add in any deposits. So there was one deposit of $2,458.38. I'm getting all of this, what steps I'm taking from this right here. So it's telling me what to do. So I'm doing my beginning balance. I'm doing the deposits. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to the payments. So I am basically adding up all of these things that they paid. So the $100, the $238.50, the $38.67, all of these things are being added together. If I do that, I'm going to see that she paid $1,379.36. The next thing says any other charges, and so that comes from here. So she's charged $3 a month to maintain her account and $1 a month for her EFTs. So she is charged $4 a month. And then we're going to add in any interest. So we're going to say that she gets that $9.94. So in total, she gets $1,583.84. So I'm going to do the first example with you here. So this one talks about Farmers Bank, and they are known as push and pay. Kind of the same thing. They charge 6 cents for each push and pay payment and a fee of $3 anytime a person's checking account balance falls below $100 during the month. This time, though, it specifies that the 6.2 interest rate is annually. So we're going to end up dividing by 12, and I'll show you what I mean when we do that. So first thing that I'm going to do here, again, is we are going to kind of do our running total. So I'm going to start with the previous balance. So the previous balance here was this. So I know that we have $409.72. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the transactions. Here's where you're going to want to be a little bit careful, is you want to do them by date order, because that's the order they would have come out of their checking account. So that's how we're going to find out the balance at a given time. So 3/7 is obviously the lowest date. And so that was their push and pay payment. So it's a little bit misleading because of the word deposits right there. So just be careful. Again, you're kind of reading it across. So like this transaction goes together, this transaction goes together, and then this is a deposit. Just so that way you guys can kind of follow along with that. So I'm going to go ahead. They made a payment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract off 100. So we get $309.72. Then I'm going to go ahead. The next transaction would be on the 15th where they made a deposit. So we get $359.72. Then we're going to go ahead. The last transaction was a check for $25. So we can go ahead and subtract that off. So we're going to end up with $334.72. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to calculate the interest. So The interest, so this is kind of our step one. Our step two over here is going to be the interest. And this is where I said this one's going to be just a little bit different because it told me this time it was annually. So that means, again, I need to divide it over the 12 months. So I'm going to take the lowest on the lowest checking account balance. So the lowest checking account balance that we have here is $309.72 was the lowest balance. We're going to multiply it by the 0.062. And then though, we're also going to multiply by 1/12. Because it's annually, when we're calculating their like monthly balance, that's why we're going to go ahead and we are going to do that. So you could also just think about this as multiplying and then dividing by 12 is kind of what I would do. I would just multiply the 309.72 times 0.062, get an answer, and then divide it by 12. And you'll end up with the fact that they get about $1.60 in interest. And then the third thing and last thing that we're going to do is end up figuring out those balances. So when I do that, this is kind of step 3. So we're going to go ahead again. Remember, we are taking their starting balance. We are going to add in any deposits that they made. We'll go ahead and we can subtract all the payments that they made. So they, paid $125 total. We're going to go ahead and it says that there's a 6-cent charge for each push and pay payment. They only had one push and pay payment. So we're going to subtract off 6 cents. And then we're going to go ahead and we are going to add in that interest. Okay. So plus $1.60. So if I go ahead and I add up all of these things, you should end up with $336.26. So that is the answer. So kind of a lot of steps for just a little transfer. Okay. Again, not a lot of banks end up charging you these fees, but it is something that was really popular in the past. And there are still some that do this. So that's why one thing we want to talk about in this banking unit.